what is it that helps you become successful in an organization apart from just doing good work? This is what is costing you your corporate success. 3 of my clients got promoted this year to very big responsibilities. I was reflecting on the year and I was trying to figure out what is it about these 3 that led them to an amazingly successful place. 2 moved to Europe and 1 to the United States, all 3 at the company headquarters now from the regional roles that they were playing here where I'm based in Singapore. Now, the most interesting thing about the 3 of them is not that just because they were really good at what they did. A lot of people are really good at what they do. It's how they decided to show up that actually led to their success. And their strategy was never that I'll just do good work, put my head down, and wait for someone to notice me. I'm going to say this many, many times in this video. That is not how you become successful in your career. That's how you become the best untold story. Hi, everybody. My name is Anjali. I have worked for more than a decade in organizational storytelling space with brands such as LinkedIn, Google, Microsoft, and many more. I'm also the author of a bestseller, Strategic Storytelling: Why Some Stories Drive Your Success at Work and Others Don't. Let's now figure out what is it that helps you become successful in an organization apart from just doing good work. It is your internal brand. I want to take these 3 clients of mine and give you very practical tips on how you can build your internal brand and make sure that you don't become the best untold story. Let's talk about number 1, my client Anna. One of the biggest realizations she had was that you cannot outsource your story to your boss, even if you think your boss has good intentions. So you cannot expect that your boss will go and tell your story because you're doing a great job. That's not the right strategy. So here's what happened. Anna told me that one time when her boss came up to her, he said to her that, today there was a discussion amongst the leadership team about who should take role XYZ that is coming up, and I put your name forward. And many of the leaders who are more senior than her boss, Anna's boss, said that, who is she? We've never really seen her work. And her boss's response was, okay, no problem. I will give you more visibility into her work. And Anna says that was very insightful for me, because then I thought, why is it that my boss was not able to tell my story? Giving visibility into my work is not my story. He should actually be able to tell my story if he truly understood the work that I did. But then I also realized that my value story, the value that I bring to the organization, I am the one who tells it best because it is the work that I do. Even bosses with good intentions don't do strategic advocacy. Talking about your name here and there is not proper advocacy. So I have to take control of my career. And this is what Anna did. Anna wrote down the name of 5 most influential leaders within her organization, the leaders that she needed to get in front of. And then she attached tactics as to how will she get in front of these leaders in her day-to-day work. So she did that through putting hand up for various responsibilities, joining committees, putting her hand up to do a session in lunch and learn time. Even at one stage, she said that she became a part of the organizing team that was organizing town hall, because that would give her access to the leaders who were actually speaking there. She got in front of them, and when she was in front of them, she provided real value. So do not outsource your story even to your boss, even if your boss has good intentions, because the way you tell your story, nobody else can. Let's move to the next one. Rahul, another client of mine. By the way, these names are not real names. I'm giving these names for the purpose of telling you the story of these clients. Rahul, when I asked him how did he get this amazing opportunity, his response was, visibility is a myth. Value visibility is what matters. He says that majority of the people in the corporate world are so busy posting and thinking that that's the way to build a brand, personal brand. Yes, sure, it builds an external brand, but those strangers who you are putting this content out to are not the ones who are going to give you the promotion. Who gives you promotion are the people who are working in the organization. So he says, I decided that I'm not going to get into this trap of building visibility and by building a external personal brand, but I will focus intentionally on building an internal brand. And he said, in the last 1 year, if I look at the two things that really fundamentally had an effect on how my career has shaped, has been putting my hand up for 2 big projects and saying that I want to be a part of those 2 big projects. Actually, truth be told, one of the projects was successful, the other one wasn't. But when I asked Rahul, he said, a project's success is a collective thing. Many of us were on the team. I'm not feeling like, oh my God, the project was not successful, so it was my fault. What my intentions behind putting the hand up was that if I put my hand up for this project, I get in front of people who matter. So coming in front of people and being able to add value at all times in your defined role is what matters. So put your hand up for projects and responsibilities that will naturally put you in front of the leaders you need to be in front of. Okay, let's move to 3, the third client of mine, Sam, who's now in United States. When I asked Sam, he said, status update. So without making any effort, the one meeting, the one presentation that you're always in front of your boss or your boss's boss is the status update meeting. Now, the biggest problem with status update meeting is that we think it's a status update meeting and we go and do a status update. But a status update meeting is actually not about a status update, because if you just did that, you're invisible. You stand up and you say something like this. So we had increased revenue of 8% this quarter and we missed our target by 2%. Nothing else is unusual. You have just done a career suicide, because that's not what your bosses really will find value in. In fact, if you wanted to do a status update that left an impression and showed people that you're a strategic thinker, you would do something like this. Quick highlights from the quarter: increased revenue by 8%, missed target by 2%. But the most important thing is that here are the trends that are emerging, here are the risks that are growing, and here are the opportunities for us to be successful in the future. Bosses are not interested in your analysis. They are interested in the meaning of what does this mean and what should we do. If you can do that with conviction, your value becomes visible. Using status update meetings to actually just finish the status update in a few seconds, and then moving on to being a strategic thinker and providing some kind of a direction for future success. Please also remember, in your capacity, there is no expectation that you will tell what the decision needs to be, but your job is to provide a direction to the decision. So don't feel like, oh my God, I can't be owning a decision at this level of my career, but you can definitely provide a direction. Bringing all these 3 clients and their stories, the 3 questions I have for you are these. Number 1, who are the 5 leaders who you will decide to make your value visible in front of? And how would you do that? What are some of the opportunities you're going to find? Number 2, forget about this whole personal external brand. Use your energy to be posting 100 different things if you work in an organization, because in an organization, a Harvard Business Review study says if a leadership team knows your name, you're 3.5 times more likely to get promoted. Think about the 5 leaders that you would be getting in front of, and what are the ways you would actually do that. Number 3, the next status update meeting presentation that you get, the opportunity that you get, what kind of insights will you bring into this meeting? What emerging trends, what growing risks, what opportunities from the findings that you have in your status update can you provide, knowing fully well that you're giving direction to decision and not owning the decision making? I hope that helps you build your internal brand, because you know what? That is the only thing that drives your corporate success. If you like what you heard today, you can give me a little virtual high five by subscribing to this channel, because every week I will be posting videos on building your internal brand, making your story more known in organizations. With that, everybody, stay storied.